cousin.
What up, cousin?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead, let's get cans.
Well, on tonight's episode, we are in full swing of graduation time.
Indeed, it is.
Graduation time. I got graduation today, graduation tomorrow, later in the weekend. You got graduations coming up this weekend. So it is full on the graduation time.
No, it's not congratulations to the youngest. Congratulations to the parents. Congratulations to the parents. It's us.
You realize they're gonna be in your pocket still for a few more years, so you don't get the congratulations. You got to get them out your pockets, and then I say congratulations to you. But yeah, so this is where on tonight's episode we're gonna just have a discussion, you and I, about things that we went through immediately following our high school time and what we wish we had learned, and then were we actually prepared for real life. So everybody strap yourselves in, get ready, and have a good time with us tonight, and remember your childhood. But if you're listening to this on this Thursday, tomorrow you will be able to to view this podcast on all of your streaming platforms. So make sure that if you're unable to see us on YouTube, you go ahead and you just listen to us on all of your streaming platforms. We're readily available. Just type in the Let's Get Canceled podcast and you will be able to find us.
Yes, sir.
So we definitely appreciate y'all for all the love. Give us a good review. Give us a 5-star ratings, all that good stuff. Make sure you are subscribed right now. Wherever you are, make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you hit that like button. And we're going to continue to give y'all everything that we've got. Because
it don't take nothing. Stop what you're doing real quick. You don't even got to leave. If you're watching this on YouTube, you ain't even got to leave the place. Just right at the down there. It's just click subscribe and hit the thumbs up right there, man. Give us some likes, man.
And that notification bell so you'll know whenever we come up. Because we do post things. We do post things from time to time. So you'll be able to catch up on all of the shorts, even just the little quick 20, 30 seconds or our new 30-minute segment that we're going to do right here, right now. We're not going to be here long.
Scott, dog it, you jinxed it.
I jinxed it, didn't I?
You jinxed it?
Nope, I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut us off. I'm gonna cut us off because
he's not gonna do it.
Well, I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna go ahead and get it started though. So, cousin,
yes, sir.
In the spirit of graduation in this season and starting that next chapter, when you were done with high school, were you prepared for the real world?
Okay, let's get something clear first. When you say done with high school, that was a different experience for me.
I phrased it. I phrased it properly.
You said it the way you would. All right. So cool. So when I was done with high school, was I fully prepared? I don't think you're ever fully prepared, but I was pretty prepared. And I'm gonna tell you why. I understood early on that there are a different set of consequences for my actions at this point. Yeah, I remember I graduated at 17. I was 17 when let me make sure I'm saying that right. Yeah, I was 17 when I got my diploma. I understood that I was out of school. I understood that I had to make some moves of some sort. It was going to be school, or it was going to be military. It was never going to be military. Let's be straight. I was never going to the military.
As long as you know.
Yeah, it was never going to be. You know why? Because I saw Saving Private Ryan.
What?
I'm explaining it to you. I saw Saving Private Ryan, and
I've never seen it.
I don't think I've seen the whole thing, but I remember what makes me remember is they were storming the beaches of Normandy, I think, in World War II or whatever.
I've heard.
And the front of the boat comes down, and I mean it's just so all the soldiers are getting off and they're trying to scatter over the beach and they're getting picked off. Bang, 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 bang. Dude gets his arm blown off, literally walking around with no arm, bro. And he finds his own arm, picks it up out of the dirt, throws it over his shoulder, and keeps going. I looked at that and I went, yeah, there's no chance.
You don't have that in you, huh?
If sand gets in my eyes, the war is over. Hey, bro, this is nope. Hey, y'all ain't tell me it was going to be sandy out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it, bro. So, yeah, I knew I wasn't going to the military, but I I knew how to count money. I knew how to keep money
Mm-hmm.
because at the time I may or may not have been dabbling in some stuff that made me money,
Mm-hmm.
but also I had 2 full-time jobs. Like I was a manager at 2 different locations. One was a fast food restaurant, and one was a toy store that I think is defunct, so I can say their name, KB Toy Store. I was a shift manager there, and at the time, we're talking in '99, I was making $10 an hour. So at the time, I was making good money. I was making $10 an hour at both jobs.
Wow.
So, and they were full time. So I was working like for real, 35, 40 hours a week at both jobs, and then running the streets all night. You know what I'm saying? So I was making good money, but I had to because I lived in a household where, you can't just come in there with extra money and be buying extra stuff. You got to account for where them dollars come from. So,
every single nickel.
And then, like we said earlier, I learned early on how to launder money, how to make dirty money look clean. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, I learned all that. So I knew how to handle money. I knew how to pay bills because I had one. I think, and I could be lying on my parents right now, but I think I had like one bill. Like I had to pay like the cable bill or something like that. Like that was just okay. Well, since you want to use this, you pay this bill, and then my daddy made me pay his insurance increase. I had a car.
For putting you on the car.
Right. So putting me on the insurance, whatever that increase was, I had to pay it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so yeah, I had a car, I had bills, I had cell phones and pagers. You know what I'm saying? I can't say I couldn't eat at home, but I didn't very often because I was out and about, you know what I'm saying? So I was handling that. Now, past that though, I didn't have my own apartment, like my own place that I was responsible for until I was like 20, 21, somewhere in there. Like right before I got married. Like I was dating my wife when I got my apartment. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I think overall I was okay. Like I could have, God forbid, if something would have happened to everybody, I could have survived monetarily. I probably wouldn't be sitting here today because I probably would have went a little bit harder in the other stuff. But you know what I mean? I think I was all right. What about you? When you left high school, were you ready?
Hell no, not at all. Hell no, not at all.
Well, you went off on your own right away too, though, didn't you?
No,
you went off to school.
Not right away. There was a year in between that. Because again, I was not prepared. Even through high school, with all of the guidance that I had, I was not prepared to accept anything that came my way because I thought I got it all figured out. I don't need my parents. Not realizing you're like you at 17 years old graduating, you have permission to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
They send you this paperwork and they were like, yeah, go ahead and sign it. Well, you got to have your parents' signatures on something. And I'm grown. Yeah. So when it's time to go and all my friends are leaving, I'm like, yeah, me. Oh, hey, Mom, I didn't do this on time. And my mother was one of those, a lack of urgency on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine.
Right.
So
your
it
mama
was,
too, huh?
Ma, but, and she was just like, we asked, you said, therefore. So we asked you what was going on. You said you had it figured out. Therefore, you are on your own. You're stuck here. So I ended up staying at home. So I realized at that point that I'm not mature enough to leave. Like even my senior year of high school, there was a time where I could have gone and done like, you know how they have you can leave
dual
campus,
enrollment.
You can dual enroll at a college, or you can leave and go. I call it work release. I don't know what it's really called, but I call it work release. They'll let you leave school and go to work. Well, my counselor and my parent said I was not mature enough to go on anybody's campus alone. So instead of that, like my whole afternoon was spent, I think after I came back from lunch, I went to chorus, I went to a woodshop class, and I sat with the school resource officer for a couple hours. That was my afternoon. I had no other classes to take. So I would go and sing, I would go cut stuff up, and then I would walk around with the resource officer, sit in his office and do whatever there. That was my day for like the last 3-4 months of school.
Wow.
I was one of those kids. Like in the morning, I had to take econ, I had to take English 4, and then
I'm so surprised that you remember this.
Yeah, and then there was a class that I had to take. There was a test. I think back then it was called the HSCT. So the kids who had not passed that test had to go into a class that was tutored
prep for that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I passed the test. However, I was not allowed to leave campus. So I get to go in here and help.
So you teach the kids.
I get to be a teacher's aide.
Jesus Christ.
But I have to be on campus because I'm a 17-year-old lunatic and I am not mature enough to leave campus. So I knew at that particular point, again, from not being able to leave campus to it coming to a point where I can't even get myself into college because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I knew I wasn't prepared to leave home. Now, as far as funding myself, I could fund some stuff. However, who would get paid? The only person I knew to pay was the plug, and sometimes the plug ain't get paid on time. I would be sitting somewhere homeless, no lights, no gas, I had nothing, couldn't do nothing.
You're probably right.
Yeah, like I was not prepared. Like I thought I was prepared, but I always knew the little money I had was going towards some tennis shoes and some reefer.
Now, let me tell you why you're messing me up right now. Because like right now, I'm thinking about all the stuff that has to get paid around here. And I'm going, oh, wait, I probably would have never thought of that. Because I don't think about it now.
Right.
Like, exactly. I would definitely would have thought about it by myself.
Insurance?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to renew a tag every year. Did you know that? You have to renew a tag every year.
I rode dirty for a long time. You know what's really wild about that is that in like the way when you're talking about it right now, I'm sitting here. You know who you sound like? You sound like my youngest son.
Mm-hmm.
He's graduating this Friday, and what's funny about it, the difference between him and the middle son who graduated last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think the middle son knew, I don't know nothing.
Right.
I need your help. You know what I'm saying? The youngest son, he thinks he knows everything. And you know what? For the most part, like I have full faith in him that he would go out there. He's going to mess up bad. But he's smart enough to not mess up permanently, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not going he's not going to I can dig it. He'll take chances, he'll do stuff and it'll delay him, might push him back, but it ain't going to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Like I fully believe that. Yeah. And it has shown itself recently. like just like, hey, he's got a couple schools looking at him for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Notice, I said he graduates in 2 days. I said he still has a couple schools looking at him.
Exactly.
This should be done already. Should have been done in January. You know what I'm saying?
Been there.
And so
there's a whole signing date.
Right. He says that he's got I talked to a school in New York. I talked to a school in Kentucky, and like a few different schools all over.
Right.
He doesn't want to make a decision. I'm like, I'm trying to be Dr. Huxtable. I'm just like, I'm not going to make you choose nothing. You make the choice. So the other day I was like, hey, this coach keep calling me like you make a decision. He goes, well, I'm trying to see over here first. So I'm gonna go to this one more thing. And I'm like, you're gonna end up with nothing.
Right.
And then like out of the blue the other day, hey Dad, if the New York school is still good, like that's where I want to go. It's Thursday before graduation next week, right? Like
you should have you reached out to them?
Right. And so that's what he did. He did it.
Right.
And then here's another tidbit nugget for any of y'all who are graduating or just graduating, you want to listen. And you listen. If you send someone an email, you normally should, unless you're working with that person on a daily basis, they're expecting emails, you should text that person to say you sent them an email. You know why?
There's a
because you'll learn emails get buried real fast. Especially if you're somebody who gets a lot of emails. This boy came to
like
me
a
and
college
said,
coach.
right. And not just that, how about your dad? Because he said, hey, I did the FAFSA. And I'm like, and how did you do that without the tax records? Oh, well, that's the part that you got to do. Okay, when were you going to tell me that? Well, I sent you the email, nigga. You sent it when? Like, when did you send that? Because I don't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's one of them things, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
think
know.
I was in that first generation of email. So yeah, there was that whole thing of, yeah, Pops, do you have any? No, I don't have no paperwork that y'all need.
None.
Nothing?
None.
You don't have to sign anything? No, Coach.
And I'll be real with you. Right now, we got family coming in town like this week.
Yeah.
I ain't seen no graduation tickets. I paid for some. I ain't seen no tickets.
Oh, those tickets have been given away.
Let me tell you something. I swear on everything that's holy. If they charge these kids, they give them 5 free, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then, our family. So I got 10, 12 more that we had to purchase at $10 or $12 a piece. Let me stop lying. I don't know how much they were. I know they were 10 or up. I don't know how much they were. You know who knows how much they were. And it's like, yo, exactly. Okay, all right. And now it's like, if I promise you, if them tickets are here, I promise you,
He
Nigga,
forgot.
you gonna make.
He forgot.
You gonna make me call him in here.
Don't do
You
that.
gonna make me call him in.
Wait, so we're almost done. We're almost done. You
No. Cause we're gonna get this cleared up this evening. You hear me? We gonna get this cleared up this evening. But no, hey, listen, man. Listen, for real though. What do you think? Because you've got nieces and a nephew, and I've got my kids and nieces and nephews that are all in this time, man. Like, do you think that they're less or better equipped coming out of high school than we were when we came out?
I think they're less equipped because of technology. Like I was just saying, I came in that first email era where we were like the first set of people to have emails for real, like late 90s, mid 90s, that sort of thing. Nowadays, you've got AI and Chat GPT that can do everything for you.
That's true.
We had to go out and struggle. We had to go out and dig to find information, and there was not so much misinformation out there. Now you don't know what's real and what's not. And at your fingertips, you have the truth, but right next to that truth, you have the lie. And you really can't decipher which is which. So it makes life a little bit more dangerous for this next generation because they have so much information. It's beautiful to have information, but you have so much information that it's really hard to decipher what's what. And then you get overwhelmed with information, and then that could end up being a problem. So I think right now they're at a sort of a disadvantage. However, the advantage is that technology is moving so rapidly. If they stay on top of things, they don't have to really deal with the truths of life that we had to deal with. They can shut themselves off from everybody and be okay.
I agree with
interact. We had to interact. Like I like the interaction with other people. I know one of my nieces does not care for people all that much. She will be just fine with just a computer, with a book.
Oh wait, no, you're right.
Yeah,
the graduate is a people person.
Yeah. The high school graduate, she will be just fine with a book and her phone so she can play her game, whatever. She'll talk to her mama and her 2 friends. But the rest of the people, like, I need y'all so I can, like, use y'all as a litmus test that I'm better than you. Because that's all she wants to be, is better than everybody else. So that's her whole thing. Like, her first few years in high school, she would go look almost weekly to see where she ranked in her class.
All right.
Still number one, still number one, still number one. Still, I would get those messages, still number one. Now, she finished top 20 in her class. So I'm like, great job, babe. But she uses her social opportunities as just a litmus test to prove I'm better than them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm disturbed or proud.
She is like, she is me to my core. Like, she is an unspoken Republican. Like as soon as she turns 18, we going to get registered. Oh, she is good.
You bet not.
And she is a
I'm telling
pull
her
yourself up, pull yourself up. Oh, her mother has been the one that's telling me this. Oh, she is she is a pull yourself up by your bootstraps type of girl. I love it. Now her sister, not so much. Like she is fiscally responsible. She went and got her job, they got her car, and she will spend all of your money. She's not spending her. She is a Republican to the core. Now, my other niece, her little cousin, she is such a liberal sweetheart. And that's why she's gonna struggle.
Hey, that's how me and her. That's my listen. Me and the graduate have that's my girl, and she learned some stuff from me, and she worked in my field for a little while. And I remember the moment when I realized that she really did not like it. You know what I'm saying?
She's not a worker. She's not a worker.
She literally was doing it. I think because number one, because it had to be done, and it was her grandpa. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And number two, I think it was just another thing that she could kind of put in her back pocket and roll her eyes at somebody else when they messed it up, and she could go back there and fix it.
She's going to fix it. Now you see the reasoning behind it.
I do.
Okay.
Well, this is the thing. I think that the kids these days may be. I agree with you that they're less prepared. But the reasoning is a little bit different. Like some of your points are true or valid. But if you take, because they have all of the information at their fingertips of the entire history of mankind in their pocket, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's also mixed with every other opinion on all of these. You and I, when we were coming out of high school, we had this thing called objective truth. The truth was the truth. If it happened, that's what happened. You didn't have something else that go, well, from my point of view, my truth, your truth don't matter. The truth matters.
The truth.
But your truth don't matter. But and then we got all that, and you know what I think we messed up? I'm gonna tell you what we messed up. Here we go. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Here you go.
Where we messed up was everybody started getting a trophy. Everybody was good enough. Everybody got those participation trophies. I remember field days in elementary school where it was knocked out, tug of war over a mud pit. Like, you knew who won because the dirty niggas was the one who lost. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was mano y mano, and at the end of the day, they handed out them blue ribbons, the first place, and it said first place gold on that joint. First place. It wasn't it was a first place, and it was a first runner up, and maybe a second runner up.
You'll get you a blue, a red, and a yellow. You might get that last place yellow, but after that,
because that last place yellow still meant you were better than the other 75 kids that was out there. You understand what I'm saying? So that meant that you earned that. You earned that. And we stopped doing that. So everybody got a ribbon for participating. That same kid who's getting the ribbon for participating, you gave them the option to choose their facts. They get to choose what's real and what's not real. And then we say, okay, now we're going to push you out into the world where, contrary to popular belief, there are some just hard guidelines. There are hard rails, bro. Like, you can go out there. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you believe. Here's what it is.
To a point where everybody's opinion even started to matter.
Nobody cares about your opinion. What they say? Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and they all stink.
Everybody's got one, but now we have to listen to everybody's opinion. Now parents care what their kids think. Kids get input on what they do in their parents' homes. Like we did this. Like you say, the participation trophy started happening. Parents started coddling these kids and letting them know that, yes, your voice matters. Since when do kids, I'm not going to go there because I don't have any, but I just know when I came up.
I do.
It was right. Your kids get their opinions matter, don't
my kids' opinions matter. They matter. They do matter. They don't determine nothing. like right now, I got two grown men in there, right? Adults. I pay for their phones. So guess what? Your location stays on at all times.
Right.
And my house closes up at 1. Only person who gets to stay out past then is people who bring money in here. That's me. And they mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I go out, I do these gigs, I come home after 1, but guess what? 1 o'clock. Now, do you have to tell me where you're going? No, unless you're gonna be gone somewhere far. Like, I like to know generally. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're talking about taking a trip to Tampa or to Miami or something, hey, tell me that you're gonna be out of the county lines, out of the state, like whatever. But I don't. It doesn't really matter because they're grown men. Y'all, you gonna. I will drive myself crazy, beating my head against the wall, trying to figure out exactly what you're doing every minute. I don't care. I don't care. If I haven't taught it to you by now, you're not going to learn it now.
Right.
Not from me. You know what I'm saying? So, but they know 1 o'clock, not 101, not 103, 1 o'clock. And that means that you're in it. So if we don't ever have a conversation about what time to come home, now you can get extensions.
Right.
Hey, Pops, I'm at such and such and such and such, and everybody's getting ready to go to the Waffle House. Can I go over there? All right, just 1 o'clock, be home by like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Whatever. We work that out. No big.
Make it reasonable. Make it reasonable.
Right. But don't, if you know you're supposed to be here at 1 o'clock, and if you get here at 1:05, you got some explaining to do.
Right.
If you get here at 2 o'clock, you don't live here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like now, I might have to fight your mama for it. But that's just how it is, because that's a disrespect thing.
You're not going
to win. Those are rules. Hey, look. Hey, y'all. He said I ain't gonna win, but guess what? Right now, I am sitting in my office, and the other nigga is here. And if y'all remember, so did I win? I played the long game, nigga. I played the long game. You know what happened? You know why? Threw the bed out. Went to the trash. It's gone. Ain't no other option. So anyway, but that's how that goes.
No, I'm gonna call it because I got a bed in here that you can have as a king.
All right, you better shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. No, but y'all, like for real, man. Like,
understood.
These kids get so much input on life in general before they have the knowledge to be able to have the cognitive ability to influence life in an appropriate manner. And when you let the stupid do dumb stuff, then when you let the stupid do stuff, you get stupid results.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's why I talk so much now, because my input was not wanted or necessarily needed when I was growing up. I posted something earlier today. It was like, people always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. My mother was like, I don't care what you got to say. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like,
Auntie, he said it. I didn't say it.
She is in her soft granny era now. I promise you, she is not the same. But coming up, it was children had a place.
You are not lying.
Yeah,
like,
she was definitely.
I distinctly remember that first adult trip to Tallahassee.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to go do something, it was like my expertise. Like now, when I was growing up, Auntie was not the cuddly one. You know what I'm saying?
She's not jovial.
She
is so.
She was strict.
She is so sweet and cuddly now.
Oh my God! When I tell you the hug that she gave me, and she said, "Hey, baby," I said, "Oh, Auntie."
She cracks jokes now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Hey, she watches this show.
Hey, mama.
Hey, Auntie, I love you. I really do.
Yeah, man. But it's just like things have changed that much over time. So that's the fear that I have. And then sending these kids out into the world, knowing the world that we live in now, and especially sending Black children out into this world.
I was just getting ready to ask you that. Like, what's your biggest fear for your niece right now? Like, this is your first niece the first, out of the house.
First one out of the house. But I think,
and she's sending her far away. Y'all are sending her far.
Yeah, we're sending her away from home. My only concern is that, and I know the way she grew up, she's got enough white friends, but I don't know if she had enough white experiences. Like, my parents sent me to a private school that was predominantly white. So I learned the white fight. And my mother would always tell me the power of the pen, certain things. And there were certain instances that I would go through and see how certain things operated. Like, you realize that they're able to get away with certain things, doing things a certain way that you will never be able to.
Right.
So you get to see the differences and navigate that as a youngster. Like I said, I was not smart enough to do certain things, but I was always receptive to what I saw and perceptive enough to make sure I was looking. So I was able to see things as I grew up to learn the white fight. So learning, they expect you to go above and beyond and be loud and boisterous because that gives
Right.
them an opportunity to do something to you. So what you do is you stay calm, you ask to speak to managers, you write letters. And then again, like I said, the power of the pen is something that my mother would always say, use your words, son, use your words, because niggas get mad and just start cursing and get angry and get loud. No, son, use your words, use your words. You write this down. If you don't write this down and give it to that teacher, you write it down and send it to the school board. You don't take that chain of command like teachers, assistant principals. No. You find out who uh your school superintendent is. You send his office letters. She always knew my mother was a former educator, so she
Right.
always knew
Right.
she knew those people. So
Right.
when she came in there and they tell her I can't do certain things. Now she knew I was a fuck up. So my mother would come in there and was like, yeah, but it was like, because you're telling him he can't, and there's no reason that he can't other than you say he can't.
Right.
Now I'm going to let him do it. So I wanted to take my math classes at adult ed. I wasn't doing well in school. I was trying to get kicked out of Florida High when they sent me there in ninth grade. So I failed math my ninth grade year, 10th grade year. So my mother was like, you know what? We're just going to send him to adult ed, let him get himself caught up. My guidance counselor said no. She said, no, we don't do that here. She was like, well, any other student gets to do it, so can Thomas. And my guidance counselor was so adamant to tell my mother what she was not going to allow me to do. And at that moment, my mother didn't get loud. She didn't get boisterous. My mother got real calm. And she went and she started writing. And by the end of that meeting, I was able to go to adult ed. Now, my mother I got in trouble. My mother told me, boy, you got 2 months to get out of here. And I got to do
Get out of where?
Adult education.
Oh, okay.
To get my math credit. So I had to go there and do algebra 1, algebra 2, and geometry. And she gave me 2 months to get it done. She was like, this is all you got to do anyway.
Right.
And I took an extra month, though. I did take an extra month because Dirt came. So when Dirt pulls up, I was like, oh, I got to get my breath through. So all of my tests that I had done, I made sure he had so he can come on out of there as well. But it was just like one of those situations again where you learn how to fight that fight. And I don't see that these kids have that same
they don't
advantage that we had. My mother, again, she will still go and fight for the kids. My sister is just as
yeah.
I'm not going to say the right word. So she is my mother's child. I'll say that much. She is my mother's child. So she knows the fight, but I don't think her daughter has what we saw. We shielded her so much from a lot of things, and she'll still run and tell, but I don't think she has that fight in her that if everybody fight, she just got, I'm better than you fight. So her thing is,
that's what worries me.
As long as I'm smart, I'm okay. And that's not enough at times.
Well, that's what worries me about these. Like, so Bam, like my youngest son, Bam, he'll outsmart you. You know what I'm saying? Like he'll outdo you. And it's my biggest fear is the confidence and the arrogance. Like, it's not no question. There's definite confidence, and then there's definite arrogance, which I don't begrudge you as long as you can back it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because the arrogance will push certain people away. And if you're okay with that, then I'm okay with it. It is what it is. Your choice. I'm with you. I'm going to back you up 100%. But he went through his stages and in like elementary school where he was just good at everything. He was good. He's good looking. He was popular and charismatic. And he was good at all of his work. So, and it's a bad, and he wasn't intimidated by anybody else, including teachers. That is a huge compilation of phone calls to parents.
Right.
You know,
Because that
and
puts a target. That puts a target on you
Absolutely.
in certain people's minds.
Absolutely. And I remember being in the parent teacher conference, and I got there, and every teacher in middle school, every teacher was in there. And I walk in, and I don't know what they were expecting to see based on him. And what he actually had done was wrong. He was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched this one teacher keep digging and like every little thing, and it was this, that, that. And at one point, I looked at him and said, "All right, you can go to class."
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you go to class. Yeah. And I went off. I don't think he knows to this day. Like, I went off in there. Not like yelling and cussing and threatening, right. But I was like, who do you think you're talking to? Like, if that's the type of conversation that you have in front of my son with me here, I can only imagine what kind of conversations you have when I'm not here. And when I got done with her, this was the assistant principal or dean or something like that. Mm. She left, and his music teacher was like, "I don't have those problems with Brent. He's like, he wants to make sure that because I was very cool. I was very calm, but it's like, that's what worries me about him because I'm not there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's a tall, dreaded, good looking, charismatic black man. Mm. That threatens a lot of people. And instead of making his life difficult in a classroom, now they can make his life difficult in the street or in the stores or in business. And at this point, I can't protect him. I can avenge him, but I can't protect. You understand what I'm saying?
But
and so that's what I'm afraid of.
Is that they have seen you in difficult situations. They've seen you in situations where you were able to diffuse as opposed to them seeing you wild out. And I think
I don't know
something.
And that's the thing. Here's my problem. No. But the problem was the side of I spent a lot of time separating them. So if there was a potential for me to have to do one or the other, they just weren't there in those situations. Now, with him specifically, he got in trouble in school because of he has this complex where he wouldn't just act like he was better than people. He would tell them. So, and it was his teacher's fault because he get good at his work, and they put him with the kids who were struggling, hoping that he would rub off on them or help them through. No, he would just be like, "How are you stupid? So stupid you can't get this." Right. You know what I'm saying? And I told the teacher, like, "Well, it's not his job to teach your class." Right. But he went with me one day to I had to do with Rick. Yeah. And I was telling you about him, and Rick is my guy, but he's a businessman. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I'm like, you don't have to take advantage of people or do all the stuff. I said, so I'm going in here. Here's what I need. This, that, and the third. I know what he's going to need. He's going to need this, that, and the third. I'm willing to give him this and that, but I'm not willing to give him the third. But I need all three of these things in here. So we went in. He was on my hip. Me and Rick talked. We go to that. When it was all said and done, I got what I needed. Rick got most of what he needed. I had to concede one thing or something like that. We got back in the car. I said, now, what did I tell you I was going in there to get? There were two things that were absolutes and one thing that I was trying to get, and I knew what he wanted. I said, what did I get? I got my absolutes. What did he get? He got his absolutes. Did you see how we gave each other a pound and we hugged and we walked out? He didn't feel taken advantage of. I didn't feel taken advantage of. I still got what I wanted and still got what I needed without having to make another person look bad. And when I tell you, he looked at me and went, oh, and he understood at that age, all of that stuff. I couldn't have done that with probably any of my other kids, but he grasped it.
He got it.
Right. So I'm proud of him for that. I'm proud of him all around, and all of them. But I am afraid. Like I'm scared of how that's going to affect him. How his interaction is going to affect him long term.
Yeah. So we're gonna see, but I don't think like those are certain things that school wouldn't have prepared him for anyway. Right. As far as dealing in life. Like I wish these kids had learned certain things. I knew, like I said, I wasn't prepared just for the world when I graduated, when I got done with high school. And even by the time I got to my next step, once me and the parents got things figured out by let's see, by January of 98, on my way to West Virginia. I had everything all settled up. I had contacted coaches, contacted my homeboys that were there. Hey, I'm on my way. I'll be there in the summer, and just be prepared for me. I'm ready to work. And then once I got up there, I was not prepared. Once again, 18 years old. Yeah, 18 years old, going up here to these people's school, and yeah, coach, I'm coming, I'm ready. Man, I ain't doing this. Oh, I don't have to go. I can stay at her house. I can stay in her room. And then I'm not realizing, like, these people are calling my parents to tell them I'm in the girls' dorm room. Like, my mother called them. I'm like, I'm grown now. What you calling my mother for? Like, all kinds of nonsense. But yeah, that we'll go into the West Virginia days. One of my close homies who I met up there in West Virginia, her birthday is on the 20th. So shout out to Keish. We gonna give a big shout out to Keish. She was the one that came on during the Hip Hop 50 and wanted to pick all of Missy Elliott's albums. The Cheater. Yeah, that was her. Yeah, that's the homie. But all right, cousin, we are over our 30 minutes. I was trying to get us there. I tried to get us there.
We only went like 10, 11 minutes over. We good.
Yeah, we just a little while over, so we're gonna go. But I'm gonna give just a little piece of game here for our graduates. So I just need y'all to bear with me just one little moment, and let's see if I can make this work here. Just give me a second. So I'm here. Class of 2025, listen up. Life is not a straight line. It's going to twist, it's going to flip, it's going to throw you off track sometimes. But here's the key. Stay curious, stay grounded, and don't rush the process. You don't have to rush to get old. You're going to get there. Just keep living. You don't need all of the answers right now. Show up, do the work, protect your peace. A real life flex, being consistent when nobody's watching. Now, congratulations to you. Now go build a life that feels good, not just one that looks good. That's the game for the night. Take it or leave it.
Yes, sir. Take it or leave it. Yo, hey man, congratulations to all you graduates out there. Congratulations to my little cousin. Congratulations to my son.
To your son. You got one more, buddy. You got one more after this.
One more to go. But that was, I got a little gap year. I got a gap year. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm telling you, in this family, on my mother's side, we've got a graduation, I think, every year for the next 10 years, I believe.
Whew.
It's crazy time.
Man.
It's a crazy time. So every year for the next 10, somebody's going to be graduating. And this year is chock full. So Kanate, Journey, Chase just graduated, so we chock full. I think D2 is graduating from kindergarten this year. So even still, we got another, and after that 10-year break, it's gonna start a whole nother.
It'll start all over again.
We are all over the place with these graduations, and I'm loving every minute of it. So family, friends, if you have a graduate, hug them tight, let them know life ain't over. It's just getting started.
Yep. And y'all, please make sure if you liking what you're hearing, man, on Thursday, you can follow us on all of your audio podcast platforms. We will be there on Thursday. We gonna keep it moving, man. We're gonna keep pushing. Anywhere you listen and hear your audio podcast, you can find the Let's Get Canceled podcast. So and make sure that you are here, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Like we really doing this, man. We really want y'all to be here, man.
And hit the notification bell, please, because you definitely need to know when we're coming. Because I know life gets hectic. So when we pop up on your phone, just check us out. And shoot a like. Right. Shoot the like in there.
Please. But yeah, man. Hey, Cuzzo, you drive safe, man. I know you traveling. Drive safe. Hey, little cousins, I love y'all. Y'all, congratulations. And we're going to be back at this thing again next week.
Yes, sir. We'll be back next week, Wednesday. Love y'all, cuz I love you, man.
Hey, love you too, boy. Everybody,
y'all,
please
be easy. We ain't been canceled yet, so we got to do this again
next week. Jesus, we got to, man. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. This was an easy one, so this ain't a canceled one. This ain't a get canceled one. No. This was just talking to the folk.
We just want our people to say, be safe.
We'll be back with shenanigans next week.
But do y'all know how fast these kids are growing up, man? Like, I cannot believe how fast time is moving.
They growing, boy. They getting up there now, and that means that we getting up there too.
Nah, that's y'all niggas getting old. I'm getting better.
Says the guy who's older than me.
Y'all be easy.
Y'all be easy, man.
Peace.